by Jeanne DuPrau. They must not leave the city for at least 200 years, or perhaps 220, said the chief builder. The box with the secrets to the City of Ember and what to do after the allotted time expires. This box has been passed away from mayor to mayor, with the understanding that this was the future for the city, that they weren't to remain underground forever. These transitions went smoothly until the 7th mayor became ill and attempted to open the box before time passed. His attempts futile and unsuccessful, the box became lost to time, stuck in a closet until one day.
Scene 1!
Opens in the dark with a quick explanation as to why the sky is open in total darkness. Show a light bulb and the light flickering, showing how little power is left in the City of Ember. It's assignment day. Assignment day now, isn't it? Yes. First we get our education, then we serve our city. No choices, everything randomly assigned with little wiggle room. I said children have to wait 3 years before they can ask for a reassignment. This is where we meet two of our main characters, Lena and Dune, both pensively waiting for their assignment. Dune, who's drawing in the hopes of he'd become an electrical helper, and Lena, who wants to be a messenger. By complete luck of the draw, Lena draws pipe worker. She is upset knowing she has to spend the next 3 years underground toiling away with the pipes, making sure the city operates as well as it can. On the other hand, Dune draws a messenger and her dream job. Dune responded, angrily throwing his selection paper on the ground, spurring a visceral reaction from the mayor and astonishment from his classmates. A childish display of temper, boy. Students should be glad to work for the city. Ember will prosper if all citizens do the best. After the ceremony, Dune approaches Lena and asks to trade jobs. Astounded, Lena cautiously agrees, wondering why Dune would want to switch from messenger to pipe work. However, she agrees and begins her life as a messenger, the job she has always wished for.
Scene 2.
The City of Ember. Dune and Lena begin their new lives as employees of Ember. Lena's first day as messenger is relatively uneventful. She runs around learning more about the city and interacting with the rest of Ember's population. Dune is astounded with his first day at pipework. The river is massive, and he is at loss for what to do during work. Lena comes home from work one day to find her grandmother in a tizzy, tearing the apartment looking for something. Granny couldn't place what she was looking for, but knew that it would be important to the future of Ember. "Wanna help me find that box?" She mentioned that her grandfather, the 7th mayor, spoke of its importance, but not what it actually was. After dealing with her grandmother's insanity, Lena delivers a message to the greenhouse, where she is accosted by a man named Sage, whom claims to have gone into the darkness and ran back to Ember, because he was afraid of lay outside of the city limits. This spurns on conversation where they came from as people and how they weren't sprouted from nothing. They had to have come from something. The box is found in a small damp closet after a major power surge. Poppy, Lena's younger sibling, finds the box and begins eating some of the paper from the box. She begins reading the scraps, discovering about a door in a riverbank. A potential way out of Ember, away from the food and light shortages. Dune's new job becomes a perfect foil for Lena's search for solution. With his knowledge of the tunnels and her drive for solutions, they make the perfect team. During their search for what might end their suffering in Ember, Lena and Dune find the mayor and local shopkeeper are hoarding goods from the population of Ember. Through this discovery, they learn that the shortage in town might not be as bad as they were led to believe. Dune and Lena wrote a note to the guards in the hopes that they would arrest the mayor and shopkeeper. Per usual, life has a funny way of working out. The guards were most defiantly involved in the plot and came after Dune in the hopes of silencing him. Dune and Lena's faces are plastered around the city with a reward for their capture. They come up with a plan. They will use their newfound escape route from Ember in the hopes of outrunning the guards and taking themselves to safety. Lena is arrested and threatened by the mayor. You will have a chance to find out. You will become closely acquainted with the prison room. Guards will escort you there. Before she could be thrown into the prison room, the world goes dark. It's her chance to escape. Lena ends up making it free before the lights turn back on.
Scene 3.
As soon as she is freed, Lena, Dude, and Poppy make a break for it. The three meet in the pipeworks. They're getting real used to it down there. They disembark on a journey none of them are prepared for. It was a bumpy ride. The current is harsh and unforgiving, knocking the two 12-year-olds around like pieces of trash. Finally, they get to the end of the current and come upon a path with no choice to take. Suddenly, both children remember that they didn't leave any instructions on how the rest of the town can escape. With no choice, they charge on down the path into the unknown parts of Ember. After walking down the path for what seems like forever, they come upon a steep wall in which they were forced to climb. They finally reach the surface. The kids read from a journal they found that the City of Ember is actually underground. Dune and Lena look through a hole and notice a small cluster of light. Ember. They can get a message through in hopes of saving their small city. They wrap a note in cloth and drop it down the hole. End. The City of Ember.